She saw your message, she laughed and moved on. Meanwhile, another guy says nothing, and she can't stop thinking about him.
Why?
What does he know that you don't? Here's the brutal truth. Most women don't want the man who chases. They want the man they can't figure out. And today, I'll show you the one shift, rooted in Stoic philosophy, that flips everything. The shift that makes women pursue you, obsess over you, even chase you, without understanding why. This isn't about being cold or manipulative. It's about rediscovering what men have lost: inner power. You've been told to express more, chase more, prove more. But the men women crave, the top 1%, do the opposite. They control their emotions. They live with purpose. They're unmoved by attention. And that drives women wild. Stick around, because in this video I'll reveal the Stoic mindset that turns silence into seduction, the behavioral trigger that flips the chase, and the one thing you must stop doing immediately if you ever want to be the man they chase. Why most men repel women without knowing. Most men don't lose women because they're bad guys. They lose women because they're too available. Sounds harsh, right? But stay with me. Right now, you might think you're doing everything right. You respond quickly. You show interest. You double text when she doesn't reply, thinking, maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she's just busy. Here's the truth. The more you try to prove your worth to her, the more she starts to feel like she's better than you. Not because she actually is, but because your actions say so. Women are biologically wired to pick up on subtle signals of value. Confidence controls scarcity. Unfortunately, neediness sends the exact opposite message. It screams, "You're the prize. I'll do whatever it takes to win you over." Now pause. Have you ever noticed that the guy who barely shows interest somehow ends up with all the attention? He's not even texting her back right away. He's not complimenting her every 5 seconds. He's not trying to win her because he doesn't need to. And that right there is power. Most men operate from a scarcity mindset. They treat one woman like she's the only woman on earth. So they cling. They overpursue. They try to impress her with things instead of expressing who they truly are. But here's the twist. The moment you start chasing, you flip a psychological switch in her brain. Suddenly, you become predictable. And predictability kills excitement. Without excitement, attraction fades. In today's world, she gets constant attention. Guys in her DMs, guys buying her gifts, so when you act like everyone else, you get treated like everyone else. What's the solution? It starts by recognizing that your time and energy are currency. Every time you overextend yourself for someone who hasn't earned it, you make a silent statement. My time isn't valuable. And she listens. Instead, take a breath. Pull back. Refocus. Not on her, but on you. You want her attention? Start by commanding your own. Because the moment you stop chasing and start cultivating your purpose, your fitness, your peace, you become rare. And rarity is attractive. It makes her ask, why isn't he like the others? Why doesn't he need my validation? Who is this guy? That's the beginning of the chase. Not when you try harder, but when you become harder to reach. So don't just change what you say, change who you are. When you truly embody your value, you don't need to say anything. She'll feel it. And that is how most men unknowingly repel women, by giving too much, too soon, and forgetting the most attractive thing they could ever offer: their self-respect. The Stoic principle that flips the script. So, how do you flip the script? How do you go from being the one chasing to the one being chased? It starts with one core Stoic principle. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius, most men hand over their power without even knowing it. They let a text message ruin their day. They let a woman's mood dictate their confidence. They think attraction is about saying the right thing, when really, it's about being the right man. Here's what Stoicism teaches. You don't control her actions. You don't control her feelings. But you do control your response. And the man who controls his response controls the dynamic. Let's make this real. When she pulls away, most guys panic. They text. They overthink. They spiral. But a Stoic man? He notices her pull away and does nothing. Not out of pride, not out of spite, but out of principle. He understands her distance is her business. His job is to remain grounded, calm, focused, detached. This common difference creates mystery, and mystery builds attraction.
Why?
Because in a world full of men trying to impress her, you become the one man she can't read, the one who doesn't need her response to feel whole. That's magnetic. That's rare. The Stoics weren't emotionless. They just refused to be ruled by emotion. And when you live by that principle, you stop reacting and start leading. She feels it. And more often than not, she comes back chasing. Behavioral triggers that make women chase. Let's get tactical. If you want women to chase you, not just notice you, you need to trigger attraction at the behavioral level. This goes beyond looks, money, or cheesy pickup lines. It's about your energy, the way you move, respond, and carry yourself. Let's break down the 3 core behavioral triggers that flip attraction in your favor. Trigger number 1. Emotional control. Most men don't lose the girl because of what they did. They lose her because of how they reacted. You text her. She leaves you on read. You panic. You overthink. You double text.
Boom.
Attraction gone. A Stoic man, though? He feels the same anxiety, but he doesn't act on it. He pauses, breathes, detaches. That pause is powerful.
Why?
Because emotional control signals high value. If you don't let outside noise shake you, she subconsciously thinks, he must have options. He's used to being wanted. What makes him so calm? And that curiosity turns into obsession. Trigger number 2. Delayed gratification. In today's world, people want everything fast. Fast replies, fast dates, fast validation. So when you introduce patience, you interrupt her pattern. Don't always be available. Don't reply instantly every time. Don't cancel your plans just to see her. This isn't about playing games. It's about respecting your time. When you slow things down, you build anticipation, and anticipation breeds desire. Because the truth is, what we work for, we value more. When she has to wonder about you, that wondering turns into craving. Trigger number 3. Purpose over pursuit. This is the ultimate trigger. You want to be irresistible? Be a man so driven by purpose that chasing women doesn't even make your top 5 priorities. Focus on your mission, your growth, your peace. That energy is rare, and rare is magnetic. She'll see it in how you speak, how you look her in the eye without flinching, how you don't need her, but you choose her if she earns it. That subtle shift makes all the difference. Most guys ask, what can I do to get her to like me?